Hello everyone, this is Robert. Listen to today's episode titled, How Do I Choose Matches? I would like to tell you more or less so you can see a little bit from the inside what it looks like for me, how I choose matches. In general, I want to answer your question. Why are you sometimes surprised that it's Saturday? It's Sunday, there are a million offers supposedly to play, and I'm writing to you on Facebook or in the top secret group that I'm giving up today because there's nothing worthwhile to play. Many of you are surprised by this, I understand it, but because generally, as I say, the $1 million offer for the game is encouraging to bet something, these flashing banners everywhere and so on. But listen, it's like I always say, it's a trap. Just because there are a million matches to bet on today doesn't mean that someone who has been betting for many, many years will be tempted by all sorts of lower odds and so on and so forth. On lowered odds and so on and so forth. Also, you have to respect my humble opinion, but it is sometimes controversial as it says few people understand it. I hope that with time, most of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And just like that, there's simply nothing to play. You will just smile and know that your hard-earned money is staying in your wallet and you are not taking risks and betting on the so-called just to play. Listen, I'll tell you how it looks for me when it comes to selecting matches, how I choose these matches. It usually looks pretty much the same. Listen, I wake up at the crack of dawn like today at 5 a.m. I'm opening my magic notebook, which I've written to you about many times, in which I have written down various matches to play. And these matches are, believe me, until the end of this year, written down almost every day, sometimes every 2 or 3 days. I have something written down. These are matches that have made me money before. And these are teams, as I told you, that often align with other teams playing for points in cups and points in the league. Various different matches. I regret that I missed one thing yesterday, I have to admit. Flufla, this is a famous match in Brazil, Fluminense versus Flamengo. Darn, this is always, listen, you can write this down somewhere, because some people ask me what they should write. It's exactly these kinds of matches. Flufla is usually a super intense match that most of the time ends in a draw. So it looks like this. I wake up in the morning, I open my notebook and check if, for example, today on Sunday, I have any matches written down. It turned out that I don't have any matches written down, so I start checking the odds one by one. First, second, third, and so on. I check the offers one by one. I'm going through them. This league, after the main league, obviously stops a lot in niche leagues and slowly moves on. I'm checking these matches to see if any fit my criteria, whether it's the first, second, fifth, or 10th one. If that happens, I write that match down on a piece of paper, and that's what I did today. I noted down the first match, Cerro Porteño. I keep flying. I look, there is another great match that matches my rod, Milan, at the AC Milan. So I say, all right, great, I've got 2 matches, nice. I'm going to go ahead and check this offer. I'm almost at the end. This long list of offers for today. That's probably what surprises some people. Like, how is it possible to not bet on anything when there are so many matches to play? It just begs to be bet on, right? To guess, for example, whether Belenenses will win or Santa Clara. Guess. I'll tell you, we did an experiment once and my wife flipped a coin. Listen. We completely ruled out draws, I told her. 7 matches, like I said, Belenenses, Santa Clara. And she listened, flipped a coin, and for example, it was heads. It was Belenenses, tails was Santa Clara. And now I'm not saying to live, I know that was, of course, in her case, it was beginner's luck. She hit a lot more matches than I did, even though I was analyzing those matches in a more sports-oriented and less sports-oriented way, so to speak. Those were tough matches. It turned out that the coin toss achieved a better result than the so-called, in quotation marks, analysis. That gives you something to think about. This also makes many mathematicians on YouTube mention that we actually think we rely mainly on the odds. Seeing something like Belenenses against Santa Clara, someone pulls up a table, someone checks how they played, their form, their lack of form, and in the end, they still get influenced by the odds. Yeah. When they see that the odds are dropping for a certain team, they usually get convinced that it's a good choice. Actually, as my footballer buddies used to say, it's like a lottery that you can't even imagine Of course, I'm not talking about matches where, for example, the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan come to Anvil Wojciech. Well, that's obvious. No, I'm talking about such matches. Listen, the last match, the one I chose for today is this. Luis Bati Angel Firpo is playing against Alianza. This Alianza has made me win many times, so I know it's a very strong team. And what turns out, the odds are already dropping for that double. That was probably around 230. Yes, it was even 240. And you can see the odds for that double are dropping. And now it is like this. Just look at what's happening. I chose the first match. Cerro Porteño, Paraguay. I chose this match. And what suddenly turns out, that the odds for a win and a draw are dropping significantly. So for me, although it is not entirely suggested, but for me it means that you should check some bigger, deeper news. I went on Twitter, for example, Cerro Porteño, and I read here very quickly that not only do they have some cases of COVID in the team, but also the coach wrote that he definitely prefers the Copa Libertadores, which will be played in a few days, than this competition. So most of the starting players will get a rest, and today the reserves will take the field. So listen, after such information, now I know why the odds for River Plate are dropping, because people have probably noticed it. And for me, there's one piece of information, you know what it is. I always say this thing, I repeat it like a mantra. If I have a match like Cerro Porteño to bet on, and there's any information, any indication that something might be off in that match, I'm just skipping this match. On top of that, it's a double, and as you know, I hate doubles, and I can confidently cross this team off my list. I just cross it off. I'm not playing it. Absolutely. The second match I have planned for today, I picked AC Milan. As far as I remember, they need to win. They're fighting, I believe, for the Champions League still. They're playing against Cagliari. The odds are obviously lowered to the max, as low as they can be. The odds are already dropping. It doesn't matter. I'm just checking out of plain curiosity. Yes, Milan needs to win, because they're fighting for the Champions League, and Juventus is right on their tail. Cagliari, surprisingly, a win against Udinese, a win against Roma, a draw with Napoli, so not just about the mountains, a win against Benevento, a draw with Fiorentina, and now they face Milan. And look, theoretically, this is absolutely the number one match, the top pick. Nice pick according to the odds, super, everything's great, elegant. But for me, such information that he isn't playing Zlatan Ibrahimovic immediately means a red light. Why? Yes, that's because there are certain teams that without certain players, they play, not to say they're weak, but they hardly play at all. For example, I don't know if any of you even remember a team like the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan. When Jordan wasn't playing, it didn't matter if Tony Kukoc wanted to make a difference or anyone else like Ron Harper, I remember, or some other guys. There was no option. That team simply didn't exist without Michael Jordan. A similar team, I don't know if you'll agree with me or not, but I see it from the money I've lost multiple times. Disregarding such information, for example, there's Messi at Barcelona. Barcelona without Messi? Well, just look at the results. Find some statistics somewhere and you'll see what's happening. Barcelona with Messi, Barcelona without Messi. There is simply no team, and I think that there probably is similar. Ibrahimovic is back, from what I've caught a glimpse of a few times. The guy is scoring goal after goal, so they're building this team around Zlatan. So if Zlatan isn't playing today, I swear I wouldn't take that temptation at 135. Of course, I'm not saying that this match won't go in, just so you understand me correctly. It's just the same thing again if I have any doubts. And if the leader of the team isn't playing, then I'm definitely not betting on that match and I'm skipping it. The last match I have picked for today on my list that was Salvador. A little team that has made a lot of money many times. But you see, there's a little problem again. First of all, I hate betting on matches where the whole world is betting on that match. This is one of those my iron rules that if the whole world is playing for something, then it's better to stay away from it. And the second thing, as you'll quickly realize, damn, it's again a 2. It's again a 2. Yesterday in the top secret group, I have to admit, I shared there was nothing to play, but since a lot of people joined this group, new people, I thought to myself that I gave in. Unfortunately, I caved and thought, damn, they're going to think what's up with Robert. With so many thousands of matches, he's not sharing anything. So yesterday I covered myself with a message saying that there's nothing to bet on. And I'll give them one ticket, but it's a ticket for a maximum of 20 zloty to bet. Maximum, it was such a bet, a cookie plus ice cream just to play. Today I already know it was pointless for the umpteenth time, because although Besiktas probably came through in Turkey on the 2, unfortunately basketball let me down. The team that was supposed to win, unfortunately lost, the one that was the favorite. And they really play some great basketball and should have won. Unfortunately, they lost. And yesterday, when I saw that score in basketball, I thought to myself, no, mercy for those people from Top Secret. They want to make money, so it's simple as that. If there's nothing to bet on Saturday, I'll send out an email saying there's nothing to bet on. If today is similar that there's nothing to bet on, then I just send that email. Unfortunately, my dear, today I can't find anything to win on. Of course, a million other people will find 50 games to win at today. I suspect that if someone took a novice right now and they just randomly picked, they could win too. But I've been at it too long, I can't afford to let people lose money, so I'm giving up today. I already have some really great matches lined up for the day after tomorrow. This week there will also be a bit to bet on. There are already more matrices on the next pages of the calendar, so today, even though the weather isn't great, I recommend relaxing and resting before the new week. And really, believe me, if you have that feeling that you need to bet on something, that's a sign that something's not right, and then I really suggest you think it over. As I told you, I had today Cerro Porteño, Milan, Alianza. Alianza 2, Cerro Porteño, some combinations, some COVID issues. They're coming out with reserves. Milan without a leader. So I think these matches are out of the question, but unfortunately, even if all 3 of them enter, don't tell me that, you could have played. No, no, no. I'm an old fox. I know that even today those 3 matches will win. But 10 more plays like that will give me 8 losses, so there's no way that's happening. I'm giving up today. And that's it. I wish you all the best. Take care. And let's not let the bookmakers drive us crazy. Hi, hey.